Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Firstly, I request everyone, please take your seats. My name is Vishal, and with me we have this lovely girl.
Oh, and me, Ruhanika.
So, firstly, we're all here to understand what is Ruhanika actually watching.
I was watching my favorite Peppa Pig, Bhaiya. The episode where Peppa and George meet their granny and grandpa's new pet, Polly.
But we have guests, no, yeah?
I know that, Bhaiya. And I will share what I've been watching on my phone with everyone. But उसके पहले, let me tell you कि हम सब यहाँ क्यों आए हैं. Children's Day is just around the corner. और आज हम सब कुछ स्पेशल सेलिब्रेट करेंगे. तो करोगे आप मेरे और विशाल भैया के साथ चिल्ड्रंस डे सेलिब्रेट?
पहले ना आप थोड़ा सा आवाज करो. Can I hear you guys make some noise, everybody? Come on, here, make some noise. Come on. Okay. Now, when she asks a question, you have to also clap loudly, all right, and say yes. Can I hear you clap? Come on, clap, 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 clap. Do you like this response? You want it louder?
Louder.
Yeah. Come on, can we have a little more louder round of applause? Come on. Yeah, that's the way. All right, now Ruhanika, you've got us all excited. What's your plan?
We will start with a little game. विशाल भैया, पहला क्वेश्चन आपके लिए है.
मुझे?
हाँ.
Okay, पूछो.
आपका बेबी है?
नहीं यार, मेरी तो शादी भी नहीं हुई अभी तक.
Then you will be my assistant.
Oh, okay then.
This game is for all the parents in the crowd. There are yay and nay posters kept on your chair.
Can we see those? You have those yay and nay? Yes. Yes, even on this side, everybody. Come on, we need everyone to participate, no? Everyone, no?
Placards. So, I'm going to ask you some really tough questions, okay?
Ooh.
And you answer by picking up the relevant placard.
No. Correct. Yes. Wow. Smart you are now. Then, so, please remember when we ask the question, you have to raise it, all right? We'll see one response first. One response. One. All right? Okay. Let me see you raise it once. No, I need to see on this side also.
I can't see this side.
Yes. Come on, everybody. Yes. All right. Now, when we say, are you having fun? Show us what your answer is. Yay. Very nice.
Yes.
All right. Yes. What's your first question? Come on.
Acha. So, here's my first question. When your baby cries, have you ever played videos on your phone to make them stop crying? Come on, more people. I know. You?
See, we need all three of you also to participate. Come on.
Yes.
It's very important. Yes. Also, please remember.
And you?
This is not for only parents. This is for everyone, because you might have one favorite niece or some nephew or best friend's child or someone, right? So
yes.
So we want everyone. Sabka opinion important hai ki nahi?
That's a good point.
Yes. Come on, can we hear the answer?
Next question. When they cry, कभी उनको चुप कराने के लिए आपने अपना फोन दिया है?
आप लोग बोल भी सकते हो. आप लोग बोल भी सकते हो. ये बोल सकते हो.
मेरी मम्मा ने तो ये बहुत बार किया है. Actually, whenever I don't eat, she does that. She still does that.
All right, let's move to the next one.
Next question. चलो खाना खिलाने के लिए और चुप कराने के लिए आपने अपना फोन दिया है. लेकिन have you ever bribed your kid with TV time to get them to do their homework?
That is an interesting question. Have you bribed your kid? Tell me.
Wow.
Sir, I think you're lying, sir. No. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, I have one question. Can I ask one question,
Of
please?
course.
Okay. So, my question is, are you proud when your child learns a gadget with ease? You know, I have a best friend and his kid is someone I love playing with for hours, and when he makes a phone call or he knows how to use an app, I think it's unbelievable. Do you also feel proud when they learn to use a gadget with ease? Yes? Yes or no? Come on, tell me.
अच्छा विशाल भैया, एक और क्वेश्चन. Which character have you become to make Nathan laugh?
So to make Nathan laugh, I say this one dialogue. खाली पेट मेरा दिमाग नहीं चलता.
That was impressive.
Guess who?
Motu Patlu.
Oh, please clap for her also. Give her a huge round of applause. Yes.
Acha, so have you ever impersonated a character for your child? Say yeah!
Yeah, they have. That's amazing. That was very good. So, now,
Vishal Bhaiya,
tell me.
it seems like you know everything about cartoons. You seem to be guilty of watching more cartoons than Nathan I see.
Maybe. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
मम्मा भी मुझे लगता है कि मुझसे ज्यादा कार्टून्स देखती हैं. इनफैक्ट जब मैं स्कूल में होती हूँ तब तो बहुत ज्यादा कार्टून्स देखती हैं. Are you guilty of watching more cartoons than your baby?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Again, you're lying, sir. Let's hear a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for each and every one of you because of. Come on, clap for yourselves. Because of your truthful and amazing answers. Now, there's a reason why we played this game. It is the digital age. The digital ecosystem is such that for each of us, watch, read, listen, and play on some app or the other.
True, Bhaiya. Me and my friends just can't ignore our phones. In fact, we're growing up in the digital age.
But you were telling me something about your homework also, no?
Yes. When I'm doing my homework, I'm not allowed to watch any videos. Mama never allows that. But after I'm done, I can watch all my favorite cartoons.
So, exactly why, Rohanika, VOOT has a very special surprise for us. And you can consider it your Children's Day present. What do you think?
Yay! I love surprises.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we call upon stage Viacom 18's Group CEO and MD Sudhanshu Vats to tell us more. I'm super excited about this now, ladies and gentlemen, and I need you to make some noise. Please put your hands together for Mr. Sudhanshu Vats.
High five.
No, yeah, high five properly, yeah, that's the way.
So thank you, Vishal. Thank you, Rohanika. You were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, in this particular case, not only ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my young friends here. Good evening. Do you do high five? You do high five? Lovely. Lovely. So a very warm welcome to all of you. It's a very special day. It's indeed a pleasure to be here, and especially among so many kids, many parents, my friends from media. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very, very proud moment for us to be here today, because something I'm about to share with you is something that I am personally very proud of on behalf of Viacom 18. So let me take a few moments to bring you up to speed on what we are talking about. So you can see Viacom 18, we basically operate in 5 different lines of business. The tree is pretty familiar now, I hope. It's been, we show it all the time. It's there in our office. And you can see that different branches of the tree are growing quite, you can hear me, I think, once in a while. Is this working? Okay, don't worry. So you can see different branches of the tree are growing very, very rapidly. You can see, particularly in our television business, there are lots of channels, lots of your favorite channels. So kids, any of your favorite channels, once again we will use yay and nay. Is Nick your favorite channel? Yay, I can see a wholehearted yay there, absolutely. And yeah, Oh, Nick Jr., of course. Is Nick Jr. also your favorite channel? Superb. So I think that's the piece which is growing. But as we know, we've also got to gear up, and it's great to be in the company of kids, because we've got to be we've got to be getting ready for tomorrow. And as we gear our company to make it future ready, we want to grow the tree around digital as well. And you will hear more about that, where you see one VOOT at the moment, but that will change as we go forward. So let me share with you what we are all about. And I've said this many times, and this slide beautifully says it. I think our mission is very simple. Our mission is to connect Thank you. Our mission is to connect every story to its audience and every audience to its story. So what is Viacom 18 doing? Why are we there for? Is very, very simple. We are here to connect every story to its audience and every audience to its story. We create some, we curate some. So it is a combination of all of that, but we are here to do this. And in order to continue to do this, in order to continue to remain quality premium storytellers, we need to be screen agnostic, platform agnostic, and pipe agnostic. So we are going to be ready for the screen, whichever screen is coming in, whichever screen you want to consume us on, and which we've got to be platform agnostic, we will be pipe agnostic. And it is these three things which are critical, and it is in the endeavor of these three things that after having built a very, very strong TV business or TV screen kids business, and Nina is here who heads that. We've done a fantastic job on this piece. So you can see we are number one as a channel, and we've been number one in this for almost 5 years. So 5 years on the trot, it's the number one channel. So is Nick the number one channel? Yay or? Yay, I can see lots of yays. I'm saying that is also factual. So you can also, so basically we are number one channel. More interestingly, Sonic, which is our second channel, which is also becoming very popular. And at this moment, in the recent times, it's actually number two. So we've got number one and number two channels, which are currently from our stable. We understand kids, we love kids, and basically, the kids is in the DNA of Viacom 18. This indeed is also one distinction between us and some of the other large networks in this country. So I think it's our ability to do this, which then propels us to do what we want to do as we move ahead. So overall network share, again, if you look at it, we've got 4 channels. We've got Nick HD+, we've got Sonic, and we've got Nick Jr. Some of my young friends here reminded me and talked about it. So all 4 of them together basically constitute 34% of our overall share in this genre, very well ahead of the number 2 network in this space, which is at 23%, and number 3 network, which is at about 18%. So I think we've got the highest market share. We understand kids. We want to do more and more for kids. And I think that's what is something. You can also see one other thing which we've done. We are one network which has managed to build a lot of homegrown IPs, our own characters. And Rohanika recently quizzed you on Motu Patlu, right? I think so, and then she was bright up there. And Motu Patlu, by the way, comes up as number 1 character in whichever study, in whichever form you look at it. So I think that's there. But other than Motu Patlu, we've got Shiva, we've got Rudra. We've also done a Pakram Pakrai, which is the Indian chase. We are doing a lot more other stuff which is going on. So basically, there will be a lot which will continue. We've already built around 8 IPs in this space. Daduji is the latest ones. You can see there right at the corner of your screen there. So a lot of stuff which is happening as we go forward. In this context, let me now take a moment and bring you to where we are on our digital journey. So I think so basically I talked to you a little bit about who we are and basically what we do for kids and what we are passionate about kids. But at the same time, what have we done in our digital journey? And our digital journey is roughly about 3 years old. So basically, we started somewhere in the middle of, second half of 2016. We are here now. So I think this journey, again, has been a fascinating journey. So I think we launched our platform called VOOT. So basically, all our content is available under the platform VOOT. And you can see that VOOT now in this month is already trending at around 80 million monthly active users. So it's a fantastic number which has basically been achieved. Our watch time, one thing which we have been consistently proud of, I think the number which is climbing is the monthly active user, and we want to hit the triple digit. We talked about it, and we have our eyes focused on that 100 million number. But one thing which we are very, very proud of, which is consistent, is our average TSV per day per user amongst premium OTT is the highest. It's always hovered around this number. So at a 50-minute average time spent per user per day is commendable and extremely high. That gives us close to about 135 billion minutes watch time, which has already happened as we speak. And that clearly makes us the second biggest OTT platform in India, loved by many Indians. And I think that, therefore, gives us the right to continue to play in digital, to do more in digital, to build a portfolio around digital. And I think that's the story we are going to talk about today as we continue. And so, understanding of the kids, our passion for kids, and now coupled with our understanding and our good progress which we made in digital, makes us ready for where we want to go to. VOOT also, by the way, houses a lot of kids content. So under VOOT Kids section, which was there. So I think, you know, it's got 125 plus popular Indian and international tunes, and 15% of the daily viewers on VOOT watch kids content. And you know, in one of the questions which you guys were asking, do adults also consume VOOT's content? We now know that many adults also consume VOOT content. And we can say this conclusively because of VOOT now. And I think in the past also we had the conjecture. So we have a big library available basically on watch itself. So the watch piece is very, very strong. And simply and loosely put, for the audience here, I think when it comes to videos for kids, or the watch section of what we already have, we've got almost everything, outside of Disney. So I think it's very simply put, almost everything, simply and loosely put, almost everything outside of Disney. So that's what then prepares us. We've got lots of lovely characters. We've got deep understanding of kids. We are passionate about kids. It's a distinguishing feature for us as a network as we go forward. We've begun to play digital. Screens are becoming important. Two of our young friends were talking about the screens. And I think that's where we move on in our journey to see what the playing field could be for us. And this is indeed the playing field we're going to talk about. So today, if you look at children, and this is largely urban, and arguably a bit affluent urban, but I think in that, the amount of money spent between books, casual gaming, fun learning, is a staggering number of close to $2 billion. So, or 14,000 crores as the number which you see here. So that's the amount which is already being spent. So the pool in which we are going to talk about is not necessarily OTT the way we conventionally talk about video OTTs. It's about this combined pool, which is very, very important. Second thing which is there is we are sitting in a country which has 107 million kids' homes. And we actually have close to about 400 million kids in this country. Now, 400 million itself is a staggering number. It's bigger than biggest of the countries. So it's bigger than a country like America, it's bigger than Indonesia. So I think the number of people you can target to, or your consumers in this context, or audience, is extremely large. I think at this juncture, let me take the opportunity to introduce you to the new kid on the block. Can we have the new kid on the block, please, from Viacom 18?
make sure it sound right, boy.
I think you need to make some noise and give a huge round of applause, everybody. Now, this is what you call a celebration. What do you say? Yes or no? All right. Now it's time to introduce our stars of the carnival. Gaurav Rakshit, COO, Viacom 18 Digital Ventures, and Shogato Bhaumik, Business Head. Please give them a huge round of applause. Now, Rohanika and I can't keep calm anymore. You guys ready? You guys want to take over? Let's go.
Do it. These are the real stars, guys. Give them a big hand. Awesome job by the kids, yeah. Frankly, it's been a long ride for us. And these are the kids that inspire us and sort of got us to build. Are we okay on the volume? And got us to build India's first and only multi-format app where we're doing watch, learn, listen. The kids definitely love VOOT Kids, right? We've used them extensively in our workshops to make sure that they like it. Let's look at what their parents wanted, because they were also somebody that we consulted saying, what would you like for your kids? So maybe you can cue the video with the parents telling us what they wanted. Parents are obviously trying very hard to strike that right balance between developing their kid and entertaining their kid. You saw one of the moms say, they are a child anyway. And so over the course of about, I don't know, I want to say 6 to 12 months, we met with thousands of parents to try and get a sense of what is it they're looking for their children. And we were able to distill that down into 4 pillars, right? They obviously wanted mental development for their kids. They needed mental stimulation. You guys, yeah. And that was one of the things that came out very strongly. But they also wanted their kids to develop emotionally. So that was something that we didn't expect, nor did we think that we would need to drive into an app. But that's something that came out very strongly from these parents, is they wanted them to be emotionally mature as individuals. So we took that on as feedback. They, of course, wanted them to be physically and socially well-adjusted, right? They wanted them to be contributing members of society. And that's something that was heartening to see, because it was more about building a well-rounded personality for the child. And of course, the nice thing is they wanted to entertain their kids. They did not want their kids to not be entertained. And perhaps that's a departure, but I think that today's parents think that you can do both. You don't have to make a choice. And if you can ride that balance between entertain and learn, you'll actually do very, very well. So that's kind of what we got from them. And so that was our challenge. We have to curate meaningful content for the kids on behalf of these parents. A lot of their time went in deciding how their kids would spend their time, right? And it's a very, very arduous job. We didn't anticipate it was so deliberately thought through. And that's now the mantle that we've taken on to try and help these parents curate that content for their kids. The one big thing that they were concerned about, and I think rightly so, was that the internet is an unsafe place for someone that doesn't know how to navigate the internet. And if you want your kids to be free, they felt like they needed to let their kids loose in a playground, but a digital playground. So that was one of the biggest things that also came through. That was in the back of their minds always when they were giving their kids screen time. They were not doubting that they would need to give their kids screen time because that's the way they saw the world was moving. But this was always nagging them. So this is kind of what was our cross to bear, and this is what we took on as the mantle to deliver VOOT Kids. What I'm going to do is, Shaukat is going to take you through the product itself of what VOOT Kids brings to the table for kids. Before that, we want to try and give you a sense of the messaging that we're using to convey what VOOT Kids is all about, right? And through that, you'll get a sense of what our journey in the next few years will look like to be able to deliver a VOOT Kids environment to our kids. So if you can cue the brand AV, please.
What you just saw was just the process of getting into the app, but most of the fun is still left to go. Let me show you how. When you and your child land into the app, this is what you'll see first, the My Stuff area. This is the page where the child's corner exists. This is where his or her favorite tunes, videos, books, stories, quizzes are all stored. This is what they will see. The most recently played content where they can pick up from where they let off last time. If you see the videos for you, the books for you, the stories for you, all these are basically curated through the recommendation on the app, and therefore it takes into account the child's age range, the child's preferences, and the child's viewing habits. So the machine does a lot of the hard, heavy lifting for the child. Everything on the carousel is similar. It is a combination of what you onboard with, what preferences you choose for your child, and then what is the child watching. I will now take you to the first section, which is the watch section. In watch, this is the power of curation that comes alive with over 200 plus characters, from Indian animation to Japanese anime, Western classics, international favorites, some of the most popular Fun Learn. When we say Fun Learn, we take it seriously. Fun Learn, which looks into the live action shows, into the DIY space, across arts, crafts, science, life skills, we have it all. Yeah? And on mobile, all these videos can be offline downloaded for viewing if you don't want to use the internet. Right? I'm going to play one of my daughter's favorite videos up here, which is the Top Wings video.
Big Swirl Island is the place to be. clear blue skies and the ocean breeze. Adventure calls, gonna pass that test. Working as a team is the best. We're gonna touch the sky. Yeah, together we will learn to fly.
The way we have curated this entire library is through path-breaking content partnerships with the best content, kids content animators and studios across the world. Our very own, of course, Nickelodeon, Hasbro, Mattel, BBC, CBBS, Lego, Green Gold, Maya, you name it, we have it all. I can keep going on and on, but that's not the intention. What I'm just going to do is, this is my favorite, my personal favorite row, because I just love scrolling across this. Like Sudhanshu sir said, we got pretty much everything here. You don't need to really get off the app and go looking for anything. Yeah, I can do this all day long and play around with it. But I know in the interest of time, I'm going to move to the next section, which I personally feel will be the most exciting section for parents, because while we know that children love watching videos and toons, what we do know as parents is that reading is the greatest driver of self-learning and co-learning. That is why we at VOOT Kids have taken great pains to curate one of the largest and most diverse libraries of ebooks, which include books from big-ticket classics like Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Jack and the Beanstalk, Jungle Book, Fraggle Rock, to new age Indian writers like Anushka, Ravi Shankar, Shobha Vishwanath, to character books. Now we have Oxford favorites from the Oxford University Press. We have local folklore specialists like the Karadi Tales, and we have favorite toons and their books, Paw Patrol, Dora, Masha, our own Rudra and Shiva books. So you have a whole world of books that that's all curated here. But what is so special about this book section? It is our effort that we have put in to make every book more fun, more immersive than reading an actual physical book. What do I mean by that? I mean, each book comes with audio highlights, text narration. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much. Just anyway, here is perfectly fine, just in the middle. Next up, to join us on this panel, is a family man who believes that when you have the support of the family, one can overcome any challenge. A doting father and an accomplished actor, please join me in welcoming Ashish Chaudhary on stage. Last but not the least, our next panelist is the president of the Early Childhood Association of India and the Association of the Primary Education and Research. She also is the president of the Podar Education Network, a champion of the cause of tech literacy, of safe technology and digital usage for young children. She strongly feels that keeping children away from digital platforms is not the solution. Please welcome Dr. Swati Popat Vats. Dr. Vats. It's healthy. Is there are they learning interaction skills, social skills, speech skills? Are they being exposed to inappropriate or unsafe content? In all this screen versus no screen debate, what at times gets missed out, in my opinion, is the whole sweet spot of making screen time meaningful or meaningful screen time. Yeah. I personally, as the father of a 5-year-old girl, I often come to that conclusion myself that every time my daughter switches on the mobile screen or switches on the TV, I keep thinking in my head, is this content good for her? Is it teaching something to her? I'd like to open up this first, more general discussion around, does meaningful screen time mean anything to you? And I leave this open to any of you.
Okay, let me start.
Yeah.
So, I'm a father of 5, and first when I took the care of my sister's 2 kids 10 years back, what I realized was for them at that time, even using a phone or using an iPod too much was bad. I mean, there wasn't even too much of screen at that time.
Right.
Then I have my son, and I have 2 5-year-old daughters, twins. So I have a bunch of them, and technology has evolved over
Right.
that time. So initially, even listening to too much music was probably bad because you're not reading too much.
Right.
Then later, even using too much of phone was bad because you're always on the phone. And then it comes down to using device because now technology, eventually more and more stuff is going to come out and you're going to be debating forever.
Right.
I think using technology is of utmost importance today.
Right.
Because in school they are now, this year my son has a BYOD program. I said, what is that? Bring your own device program in school.
Yes.
And
Yes.
which actually meant buy your own device because they all need to have their separate devices. And it has to happen and they have to know technology, so they have to be on it,
Right.
is my take on this. But me having control, me having knowledge of what they are going through,
Yes.
and me seeing that while being into these so-called applications, they are not only having fun, but they are also learning, they are also getting something, and they're doing something which is constructive usage of time. That's how I'd look at it.
Wow.
I
Thank you,
think
Ashish. Yeah.
that this is the perfect place for me to be right now because I'm at that cusp where my daughter has just turned 2.
Right.
And I have actively kept her away as much as possible from screens for the past 24 months. And I now feel, and from all the reading that I've done, and I'm an exhaustive Googler, reader, asker of questions because, of course, I want my daughter to be the best in the whole world.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, so...
All our daughters.
Yeah. So I feel that, I want to do what's best for her, and I do recognize that now introducing her to digital content, to screens, can be of value to her. Educationally, as, responsible entertainment, something to engage her in, especially, of course, when we live in households where both parents are working and she might be left with a caretaker who may not be able to engage her in a constructive way. So for all these reasons now, the reason that I wanted to be here is to understand this wonderful world that exists,
Right.
that now we're on the cusp of exploring. And I myself downloaded, the VOOT app, VOOT Kids, a week ago, and I've gone through most of the content, of course, myself before I expose her to it. And, I think it's incredible that all of this is available right now.
Yes.
Technology, communication, to be able to see my face right now when I'm away from her. I can just call her for free and she can talk to me. So all those things. So of course, balance, everything that has to be supervised with all the right privacy settings and parental control, time. We have to take responsibility at the end of the day. You have to be parents and you have to control what you
Yeah.
expose your children to and how much. But of course, like everything, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
And there's so much wonderful good that can come from technology.
Dr. Watts.
Okay. I think our children are born as digital natives, as we are aware of.
Right.
And it's very important we teach them digital literacy. We try to teach them about the road signals,
Yeah.
red light, green light and
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
When are they going to drive across the road on their own? But they are with a digital device every day.
Yeah.
And the more you keep them away from it, they won't learn how to use it safely. So co-viewing is what is the need of the hour, which means parents and children need to co-view together and teach children about digital literacy because it's here to stay. It's their world.
Right.
So it's very important that we understand that there is no good or bad about digital devices
Yes.
or digital gadgets. The good or bad is in how we make our children use it or abuse it. So that's our stand as the Early Childhood Association.
Just picking up from that, Dr. Watts, do you have any thoughts about this ecosystem that exists today? And the broad narrative has often formed in that ecosystem that screens or technology can be harmful, and this ecosystem I'm referring to are parents, schools, support groups. What do you feel is the responsibility, therefore, of this ecosystem, and how do you think we should take that message across?
So, you know, the American Academy of Pediatricians
Right.
says that don't have digital devices before the age of 2.
Yeah.
So actually your child is at the right age to start exposure to digital devices.
Right.
And it's very important to understand why they say that. They say that because there is a certain distance at which you have to maintain that digital device.
Yeah.
The same is with a book. You know, I
Yeah.
have a lot of parents who tell me, जब digital device में पढ़ेंगे तो आँख खराब होगी. And I say, if the lighting is bad on a book,
It's the
then
same
your
thing.
eyes will
Yeah,
also get
yeah,
spoiled,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I think this entire thing about digital being bad, digital being screens being bad especially, I'm sure the same criticism happened when the man started first writing on the walls, and then paper came. I'm
Yeah.
sure they said, "Ha, paper pe padhoge," you know, because walls were reading like this and paper was reading like this. So they must have
Spondylitis.
said, backache hoga, you know, and then now we've come to digital devices.
Yes.
So I think it's all about safe.
Yes.
It's all about understanding what is safe for your child. Screens per se are not unsafe. It is basically how you train your child as to how to hold that screen, how much to use it.
How much to
you know,
use
when we did the VOOT Kids quality audit,
Yes.
we looked into all that.
Yeah,
That, you know,
yeah.
there is a lock, a parent knows that
Yes.
I can only use it for this much time.
Yes.
Their content, again, the Academy of Pediatricians say, is the content that your child views which is bad and not the device or the program.
Yes.
So it's very important that if parents are taught this,
Yeah.
they will understand, because the more you tell a child stay away from a device,
The
the
more
more
the child-
he's
yes.
going to go for the
Yeah.
device. So that I feel is most
See,
important.
there's so much of evolution in this whole thing of applications and devices. I didn't even know this existed. So I'm so happy I've met her today. And I know she's certified the VOOT app and they've got the ECA certification.
I was going to announce that.
Sorry.
You took that away from me. But anyways, thank you for announcing
Okay, I
that.
gave you that news now.
So, yeah.
And which is a really good thing to hear.
And not only that, we were there in it from the beginning.
Yes.
It's not that the app was made and given to us.
Yes.
We were there right from the building of the app,
Yes.
guiding, ensuring that everything is child appropriate. And I must commend VOOT that they listened to every recommendation given by us.
And
Thank
I'm
you,
so
Dr.
glad.
Vats.
Really.
I'm so glad that you waited for Inaya to turn 2 to launch the app. I'm personally grateful for the timing.
No,
Thank you.
It's fabulous that there are bodies like this, and which is like one step over us parents. And you know, we get our check mark from there. We
Yes.
know this. We know the app
Yes,
is certified, and eventually going on to it, like she said, the rules. I had always heard that till they are 5 years old, you should not give devices. So I always thought I was doing wrong with my child. So my son is older. He's been through his first 5 years of having the device since he was 2. I think I perfectly started. But I thought I did a lot of wrong. So I would just probably control the brightness. So he's got this habit now. If I enter the room and the brightness is on full, he's had it. So, so that is the monitoring I can do. But the monitoring that probably a VOOT app, you know, what it introduces is being involved with them yourselves.
Yes, there's
Being
a lot
able-
of co-viewing in it.
Co-viewing,
Co-learning, co-viewing, co-reading.
co-monitoring, which is also important because we all don't have that kind of time.
Yes.
So if I get the entire, you know, data once with the way you get it with this, that what they've gone through, what they've learned, I'm really happy.
And the absence of advertisements
Yes.
in that.
That
as
was
well.
the first step in
Yes.
And
our product development.
And what basically matters is that the kid should enjoy it while he unconsciously learns. Because
Absolutely.
he just should not know that this is a study app or this is an education app. He will not do it. But when I went through this app, what I noticed myself, I told my son, download it and give me report, man. I'm going for this event. I want to know what you think of this app. And he's come back to me and he said, Dada, I think Salara and Sama can have this app. So he's the older kid who decides
So sweet.
whether these
Nice.
two kids can have it. So he gave a certification as a 9-year-old for
Nice.
his little sisters to use this app.
Nice.
So they have to go through, you know, few
I'm so
steps
glad.
of passing off before they come to
I'm
me.
so glad. That's like a report card tick mark for us, you know. Thank you so much. Dr. Vats, I'm going to pose one more question to you. Any thoughts around how to leverage technology to control or bring down restlessness, anxiety today that a lot of kids experience because it is a hyper-competitive world? No matter how much we try, we do end up exposing them to it. It is where we live. Do you have any thoughts on that?
So I don't know whether parents know about RAD learning, okay, RAD. It's called reticular activating system.
Okay.
Okay.
Can everybody hear Dr. Vats at the back? Because, yeah, okay.
So it's your eyes need to move, okay? That's why they flicker.
Okay.
And if you watch children, if the things don't move fast enough, they get bored. So that's why they are hung onto screens, because it's activating their retina. So the more attention span becomes ingrained into that programming.
Right.
And that is why children get so attracted towards digital media, because it is giving them that activation.
Right, the stimulation.
Yes, the stimulation. And that's the other thing. When you take a child away from a screen, have you noticed they throw a tantrum?
Oh, every day in my house.
Yeah. That's why,
Multiple times.
because the brain was so engaged in it,
Yeah.
and you suddenly disengage the brain, and that's why the tantrum. It's not because you took the screen away.
Yes.
I was engaged in
Yes.
it, and you tore me away from
Yes.
that. So it's very important when you take a child away from any digital media, give them physical exercise. Make them jump, make them
Nice.
hop. That calms down that system and brings them back into the physical domain, because they were very much into the brain connection with that digital media.
Understood.
So that's what I'm saying. We have just started saying that digital is a monster.
Yeah.
We are the monsters. That
Yeah.
we've not understood how to use it with our children. That's the key to it. Once parents understand it, I think digital is what involves and attracts children the most. And I feel schools also should use good digital media, because why to say that घर के लिए अलग है और school के लिए अलग है?
That's right. Yeah.
This is VOOT Kids is something that I've noticed that even schools can use it.
That's right.
You know,
We even have a plan for that.
Yeah, and
that's
that
right.
there would be a good engagement for the parents in that and for the teachers in that. So it's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. I'm going to turn the spotlight over to you as the mother to a 2-year-old, and we are aware that both you and Kunal are very hands-on involved parents, we've been told. How does your parenting style differ, and do you ever lean on technology to assist you in your daily parenting?
Those are two questions in one. So I think, of course, when you have a child, you revert to your own childhood, and either you rebel against how you were brought up and you say never like that, or you end up becoming your mother. And I can see myself becoming my mother, much to my distress at times. But I don't know, it's some genetic thing that happens. And Kunal and I were brought up very differently.
Right. Different
Environments, different cities, different climates, different foods, different styles of education and entertainment and everything. I'm fortunate that he has the wisdom to defer to me and has said, okay, you're the rule
Every
maker.
husband learns that.
So he's wise. He may be young, but he's wise. And I hope he's not watching right now. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. But, you know, the idea is not to contradict yourself in front of the child, because the child will exploit that and then you've had it.
Right.
So together we put up United Front. We have our discussions before. We need to decide when she can watch something, when she should go to bed. And he said, if you are the one who's doing the tough work, if you're going to be so affected by what time she goes to bed and how much she's eaten, then if you're going to be the rule maker, then we'll decide that you take control of certain things. And that's how it's worked up until now, and I think it's worked quite well for me.
So it's like a team.
So it's like a team. I'm the captain.
Always.
Yeah. But he's of immense value. Very valuable team player. I'm talking...
That sounded like an afterthought. Okay. On that note, you said something very interesting. I become my mother. From the time parenting, the way parenting was when your mother was bringing you up to now that you are a mother, you think that has changed a lot, and you think technology is playing a very different role today, or some role today? What is it?
It's a huge, I mean, our world was completely different then. I can't think of the electronic devices we had. You know, we didn't lock the door. You know, when you grew up in central Delhi, we didn't have CCTV cameras, and I rely so much on CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
When, you know, with our daughter at home. We didn't, of course, have mobile phones. We had one television with a black and white screen where we all got together to watch Chitrahar. So there was something wonderful about that.
Yeah.
There were times for the family to bond, but I do remember that I would always have a book when I went to have dinner, and my father said, at the dinner table, no books. In the way that today we say at the dinner table, no phones. This is the time to speak. And so there was always something that distracted you. When you wanted a child to eat, it's not just that you don't want the child to watch the iPad or the phone. You're distracting them by telling them a story, you're distracting them by showing them a game. If you want the child to focus, then you shouldn't be relying on any of those distractions. So that's a different approach entirely. But I think technology, for example, communication, like I said, it's so wonderful now. I remember my mother going to shoot for Mississippi Masala for 3 months when I was, 6 or something. And I used to write her a letter every Saturday.
Nice.
I used to write her a letter every day. And my father said, I'm not posting it every day. It's going to America, it costs money. You write every Saturday. And so I had to wait. I would write every day and we'd put them together and then wait for that reply to come. Yeah. And today we're like, I see 2 blue ticks, why is he not replied? So there's no patience, there's no romance, but technology is also wonderful because you're in touch. Yes. On FaceTime, I can see my daughter, she can see me, I can be reassuring to her if I need to be. I'm certainly reassured by seeing that she's all right and that she's playing. And again, the entertainment/education that technology offers, which is why, again, as I said, this is the time where I'm confident that I can introduce it to her, that she'll get the most out of it, because I think before they're 2, they're not really understanding the images, they're not absorbing them, it's not making sense to them. Now they're relating images that they see on screen with the real world. They know an elephant is an elephant, a person is a person, they understand some words. So the story is making sense. And so I'm so excited right now that I can, as I said, I downloaded VOOT Kids. I think I'm more excited than her because she doesn't know what's in store for her. She hasn't
why don't you
seen
play
this.
the quizzes and tell us what you think?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
On that note, I'm going to just pause the panel. There's a blogger question for the panel, I think. So if you could play the blogger question.
So how much screen time is actually okay for your child?
Okay, so that was a short one.
That's my question also, actually. Now, how much screen time is okay for your child?
She knows well.
When your child is 2 and 3 years old, it's 1 hour, 1 hour a day. And you can divide it into timings of 15 minutes so that your child feels that the child has a lot of screen time.
Right.
So you need to plan it. It's something like food. For the body, you plan it, right? You don't give everything together. Similarly, this is food for the mind. So you need to plan it properly. After the age of 4, children do need a little more. So around 90 minutes is a good time to go to. But your daily screen time at any age should not be more than 2 hours, especially when you're a teenager. So it should not be more than 2 hours.
Okay.
That's what they say.
What about when you're in your late 30s, early 40s?
I was about to ask that about myself, but I'll hold on to that
time to be on screen.
You should be 24 hours on it. But
Okay.
jokes aside, as an adult or as a human being, we get drained. You must have noticed that people are starting to have sleep issues. So it doesn't matter how many number of hours as an adult you are on the screen, as long as you are not on the screen 2 hours before bedtime.
Got it.
That's the time to be with your other half, married or unmarried.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
So, this is scientific stuff. She knows best, obviously. But as, random thoughts that come to us as how we should control this. So we put this thing on Agastya. We said, weekdays, no iPad.
Okay.
Weekends, when you come back from school, you can play with your iPad or you can go in your apps or whatever. But then Friday evening, the way he'd run home was like, it was more important to see his iPad than see his daddy and mommy. I don't know whether I did the right thing. Saturdays, he wasn't off it all day.
All day.
So I'm like, okay, wait, it's gone wrong. Then I said, should I thoda tell him that you can use the iPad during the week so he can break it up? Because he'll also get bored, how many hours he can use it. Before that, the school tells me he's not been reading enough, so take this app. In that, make him read so-and-so. I said, there's an app. So, of course, I must say VOOT Kids has a very good reading section in it, in which they highlight the words. They also get pronunciation. There's a dictionary connection, stuff like that. But it meant that he can use an app on other days, on weekdays as well. So for his math, there was an app. For reading, there was an app. For his homework, there's an app. like I said, he goes to in his school bag, it's much lighter because now he's got a device. So I didn't know how that really breaks down. And my wife, I want to complain about my wife, what she did wrong. My wife said, okay, if you're giving him iPad for 1 hour today, let's give it during food time because khana achhe se kha lega. So I was like, wait, now should that be something that we should do? So but then, again, it comes back to one thing that I also, what I do is I have told him now that if you want a toy, you have to earn it. So if you do something nice or you finish some work, I can give you this toy. Similarly with an app, now you got to pay for apps. So you got to earn that app. So if you do this work or you clean your room today, I'll give you this app. So similarly, she argued back with me saying that he's earning it, he's eating food properly. So
you're coding
he can go through the app.
So you're coding in good behavior.
So I don't know how this can be broken down, but...
So I would like to teach your children to give you something if you are good.
What is that?
Because why are we always putting this pressure on children?
No, but you know, these are... It does happen as... like I said, I have a bunch of kids and it's just been... It's you know,
I've forgotten how many, but
it
there's
just
a lot of them.
keeps getting evolved, and soon enough they'll be into virtual reality big time. They'll be right now he's on the PlayStation where he's connecting online with people overseas and playing Fortnite with them. It's going to be very difficult for all of us. But where I think it comes to a solution, and why I'm sitting here happily with this big smile on my face, is you have apps now which if I'm going to buy one, I'm going to only buy one, A, which is certified, B, which has got learning involved with it, and I don't mind giving it as a treat. It should also give him something to learn and engages himself with anything constructive.
Got it.
To VOOT Kids.
And VOOT Kids works.
On a lighter note, and screen time shouldn't be there in any of your bodily function needs. So not on the potty, not on the dining table, and not during sleeping.
We'll put that as tips on the app.
For adults, I won't specify here.
Right.
Thank God.
Thank you. Do we have any other blogger questions or we're done? Oh, lovely.
We answered all in one.
I think I didn't even have to prompt the question. So I must take an opportunity to thank all of you for such an enthusiastic response and obviously learned a lot. And I hope the audience also enjoyed listening to the panel as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to thank you also. I want to say one last thing, that even the pricing seems all right for me, because recently my daughters were on a Toka hair salon app. All they have to do is they get this little thing and they do a blow dry and stuff like that. And that was costing, I think, about 159 rupees for a month to blow dry hair.
Yeah.
So I'll never
There are
get
a lot
that.
more goodies in here. Lot more goodies in here. On that note, thank you so much, and thank you to the audience as well.
Thank you for having us.
1 minute से गाठो अंकल.
अच्छा.
बच्चों का इवेंट है, कुछ मस्ती तो करनी पड़ेगी.
Of course.
Soha ma'am, Ashish sir, and Swati ma'am, please join us as we do the happy dance once more.
We're going to do the happy
So
dance
I don't know
now.
whether you saw the happy dance, which I was.
They both practiced.
No, but we're going to teach everybody.
We saw it and
It's a lie. I've never
And we
seen
want
that
everybody to
ever.
stand up and join us. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Also, I'd like to invite Gaurav and... Nahin, aur zor se yaar. Come on, make some noise, everybody. Let's have the music now. Come on.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang.
Clap your hands, come on.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch
Please make some noise for our characters, everybody. Huge round of applause to them.
ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang.
I think you have to dance with Motu and Patlu out here, yeah. Come on, Motu Patlu. Yeah.
All right. Gave me this advice. Dream time, wanna bang bang. Dream time, wanna bang bang.
Check. All right. Thank you so much. Please give these lovely kids a huge round of applause.
वो सब आपको VOOT ऐप पे मिलेगा। उनके पास I think 20,000 टाइप्स ऑफ कंटेंट है, जैसे कि बुक्स हैं, ऑडियो बुक्स, जैसे आपने कहा करा डिटेल्स एक है जहाँ पे मैंने भी खुद आवाज़ से कहानी सुनाई है, नसीर साहब ने, राम साहब ने, सबने किया है। बहुत सारे कार्टून्स हैं जहाँ पे आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा। आपका जो वोकैबुलरी है वो इम्प्रूव होगा। पजल्स हैं, जैसे आपके बच्चे जब बड़े हो जाएंगे तो दे कैन बी पजल्स, गेम्स, सो देयर इज सो मच टू डू। ऑफ कोर्स आपको समझदार होगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप फ़ोन या आईपैड अपने बच्चे को पकड़ा के आप चले जाएँ घंटों के लिए, तो आपको थोड़ी सी मतलब कंट्रोल रखनी पड़ेगी। बट आई थिंक इट्स अ वंडरफुल वर्क। आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड दैट आई एम गोइंग टू स्लोली इंट्रोड्यूस टू माय
एक्चुअली मेरे घर में एक छोटी हायरार्की सी चलती है। मेरी जो छोटी बेटियां हैं वो अपने बड़े भाई से पूछते हैं ये ऐप हम ले सकते हैं कि नहीं। वो बड़ा भाई एक दूसरे बड़े भाई से पूछता है, क्योंकि मेरे 5 बच्चे हैं, और फिर आके मामला मेरे हाथ में आता है। लेकिन यहाँ जो मेरा 9 साल का बेटा है वहाँ ही मामला रुक गया, क्योंकि उसने कह दिया ये दोनों बच्चियों के लिए ये ऐप बहुत सही है। तो VOOT ऐप एक ऐसा ऐप है जहाँ ऑफकोर्स जैसे सुहा कह रही थी कि हमें पर्सनल मॉनिटरिंग तो रखना ही चाहिए, लेकिन कई बार हम काम पर निकले होते हैं, बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो ऐप उनको एंटरटेन भी करे और एंटरटेन के साथ साथ कुछ सिखाए और कंस्ट्रक्टिवली उनका टाइम यूज़ कराए। और ये इस ऐप में एक शक्ति है जो हम लोग का टेंशन निकाल देती है। तो VOOT ऐप के साथ ये बच्चे खुद को खुद टाइम ऐसे बिताते हैं जैसे वो बिकॉज ये सिर्फ एक ये एजुकेशनल ऐप नहीं है, लेकिन इसके एक ऐप है जिसमें मज़े के साथ साथ आप लर्निंग और रीडिंग जो बहुत ज़रूरी है, और लिसनिंग, जैसे हम कहानियाँ, अभी मुझे कहानियाँ नहीं सुनानी पड़ती है बिस्तर या मेरे वाइफ को, ये VOOT ऐप भी सुना सकता है। और ये सब चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो ये ना फील करे कि वो एक एजुकेशन ऐप पर सिर्फ है, क्योंकि फिर वो एक जोर हो जाता है, लेकिन एक फ़न ऐप जिसमें हमें टेंशन होता है, लेकिन जब हम चाहे उसे मॉनिटर भी कर सकते हैं। तो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी। जैसे मैंने कहा, मैंने 9 साल के बेटे को थमा दिया था और उसका अप्रूवल आ गया। सो आई थिंक ऑफकोर्स ECA का भी अप्रूवल, बड़े बड़े अप्रूवल मिले हैं VOOT ऐप को, लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल ऐप एंड इट वर्क्स।
आप दोनों से जानना चाहूँगा, डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में जो अपने आज के दौर पर जो चल रहा है, जहाँ पर कंटेंट्स आ रहे हैं जो बहुत सारे देखने चाहिए, नहीं देखने चाहिए बच्चों को, उसको लेकर आप क्या सोचते हैं? बिकॉज फरा मैम से हमने बहुत 2-3 पहले बात की थी, तो उन्होंने कहा था कि मैं नहीं चाहती कि ऐसे कोई देखने या टेक्नोलॉजी के वैसे मुझे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ करना पड़े। सो व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन इट?
आई थिंक द होल वर्ल्ड इज ओपन टू। जब आप एक स्क्रीन ऑन करते हैं तो आप कंट्रोल करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है एज अ पेरेंट, और ये तो मैं अभी सीखने जाऊँगी, क्योंकि इनायत बहुत छोटी है, तो सब कंट्रोल अभी मेरे हाथ में है। इनायत को खुद iPad चलाना नहीं आता है, आई हैव ऑल द कंट्रोल, लेकिन ऐसा एक टाइम आएगा जहाँ पे वो खुद अपने कमरे में काफ़ी कुछ कंट्रोल करेंगे अपने आप, वहाँ पे मेरा कंट्रोल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। विच इज़ वाई ऐप्स लाइक VOOT ऐप्स में पेरेंटल कंट्रोल है। आप टाइम भी वहाँ पे लगा सकते हो कि 20 मिनट के बाद वो बंद होगा, देयर इज अ कोड, देयर इज मीन्स ऑफ चेकिंग कि आपके बच्चे क्या देख रहे हैं, और खुद VOOT ने क्यूरेट किया है जो सारा कंटेंट आपको VOOT ऐप पे मिलेगा, ऑलरेडी अप्रूव्ड है, आपके बच्चे की एज के लिए अप्रोप्रिएट है, तो वो सब आपकी जो टेंशन है, जैसे आशीष ने कहा, वो सब हट जाएगा।
यू नो बहुत सारे ऐसे ऐप्स होते हैं, और स्पेशली समझो आप YouTube ही ले लो, बहुत सारे वीडियो जो नहीं देखने चाहिए वो देख सकते हैं। उसमें एक पेरेंटल कंट्रोल आता है कि अडल्ट कंटेंट नहीं, जो किड्स भी है वगैरह। लेकिन जब मैं एक्चुअली इसे कंट्रोल करने गया था शुरुआत में, जब मुझे भी नॉलेज कम था, तो मुझे पहले बोला गया था कि जो वाईफाई आपका सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है वो अपने एंड से उसको अंडर 18 कर सकता है। तो आई डोंट नो व्हेदर दैट इज पॉसिबल, लेकिन मैंने कई चीज़ें ट्राई की। इवेंचुअली व्हाट आई रियलाइज, बच्चे हमारे से बहुत ज़्यादा स्मार्ट हैं और वो कहीं ना कहीं पहुंच ही जाते हैं उस पर। इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें इंट्रोड्यूस करें जो उन्हें ऐसा ऑक्यूपाई करे जिससे उनको बाकी जगह जाने का मन ही ना हो। तो ये अगर ये सब वीडियो समझो जो कैरेक्टर्स VOOT ऐप्स पे आप देखते हो, अगर उनको VOOT ऐप पे मिल रहे हैं तो वो दूसरे कोई अडल्ट ऐप पे जाके देखेंगे नहीं। सो फॉर मी इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि अगर मैं पैसा खर्च करके ऐप ले रहा हूँ और उनको गिफ्ट कर रहा हूँ एक ऐप, ऐसा ऐप लूँ जिससे वो इंगेज हो जाए, उसको छोड़े ना और बाकी चीज़ें उनकी अटेंशन ना जाए, और अगर एंगेज हो भी जाए तो फन के साथ साथ कुछ लर्निंग।
और इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप अपने बच्चे के साथ बातचीत करना बंद करें। कम्युनिकेशन करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। और ये जो आप एंटरटेनमेंट एजुकेशन ऑन स्क्रीन दिखा रहे हो उनको, उसका भी मतलब दिन भर नहीं होगा, आपको वो टाइम सेट करना पड़ेगा। इसका मतलब नहीं कि आपके बच्चे बाहर नहीं खेले, आपके साथ बातचीत ना करें, यू हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट इट इनटू योर रूटीन।
हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री का पार्ट है, इसलिए आपसे जानना चाहिए हम देखते हैं कि हमारी हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में बच्चों के ऊपर बहुत ही कम फिल्में बनती है। जैसे हमने देखा था कि बहुत साल पहले सारे जमीन पर फिल्म बनती है, उसके बाद में तो आप लोग ऐसे बच्चों के ऊपर फिल्में कम बनती थी क्या? कोई सेलिब्रिटी तो आप लोग चाहेंगे कि बच्चों के ऊपर और फिल्में बने जो कि बच्चों की
सेंस तो बनता ही है।
आई थिंक ऐसे मतलब जैसे मैं समझ सकती हूँ, आप बोल रहे कि हॉलीवुड में ऐसे बेबीज डे आउट या हैरी पॉटर जैसे फिल्म बहुत बनते हैं, बच्चों के सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं, बच्चे मेन लीड्स होते हैं उसमें। यहाँ पे नहीं होता है। चिल्लर पार्टी आई थी आई थिंक तारे ज़मीन पर, होने चाहिए क्योंकि ऑडियंस तो है। इंडिया इज़ वेरी यंग कंट्री एज वेल। आई थिंक इट्स वन ऑफ दोज थिंग्स, जैसे हम पहले भी कहते थे ना कि देयर शुड बी वुमेन इन सिनेमा, वो अभी आ रहा है। आई थिंक people are going to start taking children very seriously. I take my child very seriously.
See, अगर आप इंटरनेशनली देख लो तो लाइक यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट, जो चिल्ड्रन बेस्ड मूवीज होती हैं जैसे सुपर हीरो मूवीज, मार्वल के मूवीज देख लो या डिज्नी या डीसी के मूवीज देख लो, दे आर द हाईएस्ट ग्रॉसिंग फिल्म्स। ऑफ कोर्स इंडिया में एवरीथिंग इज इवॉल्विंग और एवोल्यूशन बहुत आहिस्ते आहिस्ते होता है, कभी कभी कई जगह लेट होता है, लेकिन नेवरदलेस होता ज़रूर है। एंड आई फील ओवर हियर जो फैमिली फिल्म रहती है, क्योंकि अभी अगर आप प्रोडक्शंस में देख लो जो बातें मेरी चलती है, आई एम इवेंचुअली टर्निंग टू दैट डायरेक्शन, एवरीबडी वांट्स सम फिल्म जिसमें फैमिली ऑडियंस आए। ऑफ कोर्स प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी उसमें रहती है कि सारी फैमिली साथ में देखे फिल्म, एंड इट मेक्स देम हैप्पी ऑल्सो। सो चिल्ड्रन फिल्म विल हैपन। आई थिंक आज के ज़माने में थैंकफुली द कंटेंट बेस्ड फिल्म्स आर वर्किंग एंड टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग। तो आई थिंक बहुत ही कम अर्सा दिखेगा आपको जिसके आई मीन आफ्टर विच बच्चों के फिल्म बहुत ज़्यादा आएंगे।
ऐसे में हम सभी बच्चे हैं, थोड़ा सा हम सभी बड़े बच्चे हैं, बचपन की कितनी यादें ताज़ा हो जाती हैं। चिल्ड्रंस डे भी आ रहा है, तो कुछ स्पेसिफिक गाना फ्लोर की तरफ से बच्चों की कितनी, जैसे बचपन में आप लोग कौन कौन से ऐसे गेम खेला करते थे?
सुहा चिल्ड्रन डे में एक और बच्चा पैदा करेंगे। आपका दूसरा बच्चा कभी आ रहा है मैडम?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। आई थिंक दैट एवरी डे इज चिल्ड्रंस डे। दैट डजंट मीन आई हैव अ चाइल्ड एवरी डे आइदर। कुणाल इज माय सेकंड चाइल्ड, सो मेरे 2 बच्चे हैं घर पे।
You know, I feel every day is Children's Day और मेरे घर में 5 बच्चे हैं, तो मैं चाहूँ ना चाहूँ मेरे लिए हर रोज Children's Day होता है। और I think Children Day मनाना is very very important that particular day also, क्योंकि कोई भी ओकेजन हो, मतलब एक दिन हम बड़ों की मतलब जो फेस्टिवल्स हम लोग करते हैं ना करें तो ठीक है, लेकिन बच्चे के सारे फेस्टिवल फुल्ली और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से करना चाहिए। तो आई थिंक दिस टाइम आई प्लान टू टेक अ फैमिली ट्रिप विद एवरीबडी, क्योंकि मेरे
when to come and
I'm telling you all the gang सब अपने बच्चों के लेके आओ, बट एक ट्रिप जो बच्चे साथ में करे that is maximum memories. Thank you.
Hi, this is Isha Chawla. This is Manara Chopra.
Hi, this is Kartikeya.
నేను డైరెక్టర్ తేజాని.
Press the bell icon for more updates.
For more such videos, please subscribe to iDream.
For more videos, please subscribe to iDreams.
For more videos, please subscribe to iDream.
And you're watching iDreamMedia.
Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to iDream.
Please subscribe iDreamMedia.
Do subscribe to iDream. Subscribe to iDreamMedia.
Do subscribe to iDream Media.
Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the button below.
Don't forget to subscribe to iDream.